Today, we are diving into a hot topic: trends in interior design that look amazing on Pinterest, Instagram, and design blogs, but fail when you actually live with them. We'll walk through 8 widely adopted trends that many homeowners regret, explain why they fail in real life, and give you smart alternatives so you don't end up stuck with something trendy but impractical. Whether you're planning a redecoration, buying your first home, or just want to avoid costly mistakes, this one's for you. Be sure to stay till the end because I'll share a bonus what to do instead framework that you can apply anytime a new trend catches your eye. All right, let's get started with trend number one. Trend number one: the all white or all neutral but too uniform interior. On social media, it looks crisp, clean, and high end, but in real life, it often ends up looking sterile, impractical, and lacking character. Designers point out that all white spaces are cold, show every mark or stain, and lack depth. So, what fails here? Maintenance. White surfaces require constant cleaning. Lived in life. Houses are messy. Kids and pets happen. Scuffs occur. Flat aesthetic. Without contrast, texture, or warmth, the space can feel like a waiting room, not a home. How to do it better. Use white or light neutral as a base, but layer in contrast, warm woods, statement colors, texture fabrics. Instead of uniform color everywhere, pick one accent wall or feature or vary your finishes. Choose materials that are easy to clean and durable in high traffic zones. Okay, let's move on to trend number two: themed aesthetic overload. Things like boho core, cottage core, etc. These aesthetic labels are all over TikTok and Instagram now, and while they can offer fun inspiration, the problem is when the entire home is shaped around a rigid theme rather than your lifestyle. For example, designers say that too much macrame, rattan, and over-themed decor can make the space feel like a craft fair or catalog rather than a lived-in home. Why does it fail? It lacks longevity. When the theme fades, the space feels outdated. It can ignore function for the sake of look. It may not reflect your personal tastes or adapt as your life changes. How to do it better. Use selected accents from the theme rather than full immersion. Choose one piece that has the thematic flair and pair with timeless furnishings. Ensure everything also works logistically: comfort, storage, and accessibility. Trend number three is one many people have encountered. Let's look at it: the sliding barn door and ultra distressed rustic decor, the kind of thing popularized by the modern farmhouse look. On one hand, rustic charm is lovely, but in many homes, these features simply don't function well or age well. Designers call out sliding barn doors as noisy, lacking proper sealing, and offering little sound and privacy control. What goes wrong? Function. Barn doors may not close fully or block sound and heat. Aesthetic. Distressed or over rustic furniture often looks forced rather than genuinely aged. Specificity. The farmhouse look may not fit the architecture or context of the home. How to do it better. If you like barn doors, consider where they work best. Example, pantry and closet, and ensure proper hardware and seal. Choose real natural materials and honest finishes instead of faux distress. Make sure your architectural context supports a rustic motif. Mixing styles thoughtfully is better than forcing one. Okay, on to trend number four: whitewashed shiplap as a blanket solution. It became hugely popular, but now even many designers say it's tired and overdone. Why does it fail? Overuse. When every wall is shiplap, the space feels theme park rather than refined. Context. Shiplap suits Shiplap suits certain styles, for example, a beach cottage, but less so in many modern homes. Duration. Because it was so popular, it's already dated in many homes. How to do it better. Use paneling or wood detail, but in a more subtle way. One feature wall or horizontal rather than vertical, or painted tone on tone. Consider other finishes, board and batten, fluted panels, or a mix of texture rather than just shiplap. Make sure it complements your home's architecture and doesn't dominate the space. Let's head to trend number 5. Ultra minimalism and visually striking features like floating staircases. Yes, they look sleek, but many homes and families find them impractical or even unsafe. Problems: comfort sacrificed. Low profile furniture or minimalist pieces can be less comfortable. Safety: floating staircases without proper handrails can be dangerous for families or older adults. Warmth: minimalist spaces can feel cold, especially if the decor is very sparse and lacks texture. How to do it better. If you like the minimalist aesthetic, still prioritize practical elements, supportive furniture, safe stair configurations, proper lighting. Balance clean lines with warmth. Add texture, color, and secondary seating. Design for how you live. Consider who's in the house, how you use the stairs, whether storage or comfort is a priority. Now, trend number 6, the open shelving kitchen and ultra open floor plan. On social media, these look great. Everything's styled and visible. But real life often tells a different story. What fails? Maintenance. Open shelving is a dust trap. Every dish is visible, and styling must be constant. Storage. Without closed cabinetry, you may lose usable hidden storage. Noise and privacy. Open plans mean sound travels. There's less zone separation, less privacy. How to do it better. Mix open and closed storage. Keep open shelves for display and use hidden cabinets for everyday items. Plan storage based on how you live. Do you need clutter or do you want everything on Do you need hidden clutter or do you want everything on display? In open plan homes, use furniture, lighting, and rugs to define zones, living versus dining, etc. On to trend number 7. Using ultra bold materials everywhere. Think marble countertops and backsplashes, high gloss cabinets, extreme finishes. Stunning in photos, yes, but often impractical in everyday living. Problems: maintenance, marble stains, gloss shows fingerprints. Dramatic finishes can look tired fast. Cost: material and fabrication cost is high. Repair and maintenance cost is also high. Overkill: when every surface is hero material, the effect becomes overwhelming and lacks balance. How to do it better. Choose one hero material, for example, marble on the island, and keep the rest more subdued and durable. Consider wear and tear. Pick finishes appropriate to how you live: kids, pets, and cooking heavy. Balance: pair bold materials with softer, more forgiving finishes. Example, matte valves, wood, and texture. Last one, trend number 8, the overly coordinated look. Matching furniture sets, everything from one collection, identical finishes. On the surface, it gives a catalog feel, but in actual living spaces, it can make the home feel sterile, bland, and uninspired. Why it fails: lack of personality. The space doesn't reflect you, it looks staged rather than lived in. Dated look. Matching sets are more likely to date quickly. Missed opportunity. You forgo the chance to mix textures, styles, and pieces you love. How to do it better. Mix materials and styles. Pair a statement chair you love with your sofa or mix finishes. Choose some pieces with character, for example, vintage and secondhand, so the space reflects your story. Harmonize rather than match. Select pieces that complement each other in tone, height, or texture rather than identical. Okay, those were the 8 design trends that look good in photos but often fail in real life. Now let's wrap with a bonus framework. Bonus tip: before you commit to any design trend, ask yourself 3 questions. Will it stand daily use? Think durability, wear and tear, and maintenance. Does it fit your life and context? your household, architecture, climate, and family? Will it age well? Is this trend timeless enough, or will you regret it in 3 to 5 years? If your answer to any of these is no or maybe, either skip it or use it in a small, flexible way. For example, with pillows, art, and accents. That way you get the look you like without locking yourself into something impractical or transient. All right, time to wrap up. So there you have it, 8 popular design trends that fail in real life, why they fail, and how to do them or avoid them smarter. All white and ultra neutral floors to ceiling, over the top themed aesthetics, for example boho core, sliding barn doors and ultra rustic finishes, whitewashed shiplap everywhere, ultra minimalism, and floating features with comfort and safety trade offs, open shelving kitchens and too much openness, bold materials everywhere, marble and high gloss, matching furniture sets, over coordination. Bonus, use that 3 question framework before committing to any trend. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share this with someone who's planning a home redesign. Leave a comment below. Which of these trends were you tempted by, and which will you skip now? Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy designing and stay intentional.